Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Rossignol Evader. This board features Rossignol's AmpTech all-mountain camber profile, so you get 40% rocker in the nose, 30% camber underfoot, and then a 30% rocker in the tail. Basically, it's a cam rocker snowboard that's got a smaller camber section and then a longer rocker section in the nose and an equal to the camber rocker section in the tail. That's going to give you all the load, pop, snap, and drive of traditional camber underfoot with ease of entry in and out of turns from that rocker in the nose and the tail. This board's available in 144, 149, 154, 159, 164, 155 wide, 160 wide, 165 wide. I rode this board at Copper Mountain on a day that was sunny, bluebird with firm, fast corduroy, chop, chunder, a little bit of hot pow leftovers, zero wind, just, a perfect Colorado day, and I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. So it's a beginner board. It's gonna be softer flexing. It's not a full-blown noodle, but it's definitely not middle of the road. It's somewhere in between. You're gonna have more play in the nose and the tail because of that longer rocker section. The stiffest section is from insert pack to insert pack, but the torsional flex is overly abundant. You can really twist this board and ankle steer if you need to. With the stability, if you're a beginner coming off of a rental board, yeah, this is gonna feel very stable. But if you're a seasoned rider like myself, of course, it's not gonna feel stable. Like going into this, I was like, oh God, this thing's just going to be soft and unstable for me. But what you do get is flap in the nose and the tail, and that's gonna resonate back underfoot. You are gonna feel a little bit of chatter in there. And when you get into really lumpy, rutted out terrain, the bigger hits are going to resonate right up through that camber section underfoot at speeds. Let's be real, it's a beginner board, so what you think is fast is probably slower than I go on my daily. You're still gonna feel stable. So for a beginner, it's gonna feel stable, but for anyone that is just a moderately okay rider, it's probably going to be unstable. So the pop is okay on this thing for what it is. You got that small little camber section, you gotta load up, you're gonna roll back on the tail, and it's gonna get you in the air. It's not gonna boost you to the moon, but it's gonna get you those little baby ollies, or if you're coming off of doing those stupid bunny hops that I see you guys do where you just jump straight up and suck your knees up, you're gonna be able to do it. So go find a side hit, practice ollieing off of it, become a man, and then upgrade to one of the bigger boards in the back, something a little bit beefier behind me. When it comes to jumps, small features is where you want to keep it. You start hitting stuff that's medium, you got too much rocker in there, you don't know how to land bolts, you're going ass over tea kettle. It's just how it is. I know how to ride, I hit some medium jumps. I still wouldn't want to hit medium jumps with this. It's just not a board that's designed for that for someone at my caliber. For a beginner like you that's watching this, yeah, you're probably going to be fine on those smaller features. You hit the medium ones, you're gonna land in the back seat, wheelie out, eat shit, pop your arm out because you dragged it, and then it's dislocated, then they close down the jump, and then we're all yelling at you. You know who you are, I've seen you out there. All right, so why don't you like this video? While you're down there, click subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the other videos we got coming out for you. Butterability and jibbing. You one of those people that just leans back on the tail and gets the nose way off the ground and you're like, woo, I'm a butter master. Great, this is a board for you. For the rest of us that actually know what we're doing or want to know what we're doing, no. It's soft. It's easy to roll up on the nose or roll up on the tail and pretend that you're a discount, I can't believe it's not Butter Studio student. But for the rest of us, you really want to be able to press into it. So don't over-exaggerate your movements. You want to press in right about before the contact point and it'll hold. And then if you really flex your hips into the nose or the tail, it's going to fold on you. There really isn't a lot of snap out of this. And that kind of translates to how this jibs. Lean back on that ride-on box, woo, tail press. Get on that ride-on box, then lean forward, woo, nose press. Congratulations, you're professional now. Look at you. It's soft flexing. It's easy to learn on, but you will progress past it relatively fast. When you go sideways, there's a lot of flex. This thing will clap out on a feature, especially if you disaster down. Now, if you're going on and shimmying sideways and going into a board, it's like, yeah, you'll probably be fine. You're hitting a butter box, perfect. There you go. You're gonna be able to learn. It's the Fisher-Price, my first all-mountain freestyle board that can handle the park. Surprisingly, this board actually holds an edge relatively well to the camber profile and the flex on it. Can you overpower it? Yes, but that camber section gives you a little bit of drive for those short, tight, quick carves and medium mellow carves. It's the deeper, harder ones you're gonna realize, you're like, oh, I'm locked in, but there's nothing to it. It just doesn't give you that power that you absolutely want. So if you're learning how to carve, you're learning that edge control, you shouldn't have any problem with this. It's if you're a little more competent, you're like, hey, I'm gonna try to lay it over. You're gonna realize when you lay it over, it's kicking out on you. You're going down on your gungus or bungus. And then you're just gonna be like, what the hell is a gungus or bungus? But if you don't know, you should join our Discord. Anyways, you're gonna go ass over tea kettle on this thing. That's just how it is. You can overpower it. So if you're learning, you're gonna be fine. If you're bordering from beginner to intermediate, you probably actually want to upgrade to a slightly stiffer board. Rider in mind, someone that's just starting out, that is skidding turns and wants to get to that next level. This board will get them there, but it's not going to help them once they get there. They're going to progress past it. Hey, if you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. So it's a beginner board. I definitely know what I'm doing and I know how to ride, so this board is way below my skill level. But with that being stated, it's still a good board for what it is. You're gonna be able to progress on it. It's not gonna hold you back when you're going from skidding a turn to linking a turn to carving. It's when you get into the carving section and you're trying to drive with more power, yeah, it's gonna limit you. Same thing with popping, same thing if you wanna ride the park. There's just limitations with this board. So if you're coming off a rental or you're not gonna do a rental and you're gonna buy a board, great option. You know what you're doing, look somewhere else. Comparable boards, the Salomon Sight, the Nidecker Merc, the K2 Gateway. Binding recommendations, the Ride C4, the Union STR, the bent metal joint. This has been my review of the Rossignol Evader. If you're just starting out, you don't know where to look for another comparable board, watch one of the videos for one of the recommended boards. I know we have one on this channel.